It's not an artifact creature as well. Smorky Smorky. And the board starts to be smaller. That's a negate. I'm going for it. Right, he wants to have two oil counters so he can, you know, copy something after hitting our face. But if he counters again... Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today some Esper Control, because for some reason on this channel we didn't have Esper, I think, for actual weeks, and that cannot happen. So we are going a full classic control. You will see a lot of cool games. They were really close and very interesting, so I think you will like them. And regarding the deck, what is the twist for this kind of control? First, we play Voidrend and Edicts, because I got absolutely destroyed by Planeswalkers in the first version of this deck, because I wasn't playing Edict and I was only playing one Voidrend. So we went from Vraska, which is a Planeswalker I really enjoy. The fact you can play her and instantly remove one of the creatures, then you can remove another one when they play it and still have a leftover. That can be a 3-for-1 card very easily. And it might not be obvious from the first glance, but this is actually a poison deck. I know, it sounds weird, but when you see the games you will understand. With Proliferate, Mirrex, and Teferi that can untap you the land every single turn, you can make so many tokens, and when you start using those poison counters, Vraska becomes much more scary because she can proliferate herself, poison, bankbusters, and all of your planeswalkers, and you usually have at least two, because we have Emperor and Teferi. So we play double Celestus, double Teferi. The reason for it is that I really enjoy this 2 life gain, and the fact that you can ultimate at 7 means that this Teferi is actually really good when you keep plusing it. It also gives you extra mana. With Celestus it's 2 mana a turn. You can double draw with the Bankbusters, you can double make Mirrex, or just play this Memory Deluge into the play you actually want because you have all the extra mana. You can also ramp into Farewell a little bit faster, so I really enjoy this combo, and the fact that you life gain every turn means that you have much better chance at stabilizing against aggressive decks like Mono Red, because when you play this, they need to kill it, otherwise their burn doesn't do anything. It's basically anti-play with fire every single turn. So this is the intro. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. And I hope you will enjoy the games today and the commentary. Thank you for all the warm words for 5,000 subs. It's a big milestone, and it's all thanks to you guys. So huge thank you, and hats down to you guys. Like you are the legends. So enjoy the game. We are going first. We have Syncopate, Celestus, and Farewell. Those are some serious tools. Our mana base is also pretty good overall. I think we played this one first because I really want to work for double white mana, and the only punish is drawing like the third fast land, and I will go with it if I have to. Syncopate activated is absolutely amazing, especially on Tenacious Underdog turn, because that solves one of the problems for the game. So, good start so far. And I mean, we are going for Celestus. We won't get better setup than this, and it will start giving us some value from the next turn onward. And if we hit Teferi, we get also huge card, like temporal advantage, you know? And this is why we are doing it. Because now I can start cycling my cards for 0 mana, and that's the favorite part of Celestus for me. Like, you can get extra advantage just by, you know, playing smart in a way. Hopefully. Do we want to cycle it? I mean, I need some value, man, so I actually will go for it. Even though it disables Farewell, but I think we have enough time to go for it. Sheoldred. We cycle Raffine Tower in response, probably. Yeah, it should be Sheoldred. Oh, normally that's a really good decision, but compared to what we have, it's actually not very good for him. Second underdog down. Flash Gorger will be some problem, but we have time, and Celestus also helps us for this. I mean, that's really good. I cannot cast more spells. Do I force him to attack Emperor? Or just kill her and take the damage on the face? This forces 3 damage go to Wandering Emperor, so it actually gives us more time. So the plan for me, I want to force him to go super wide and unleash as many cards as he possibly wants. Invoke the spare turn. He might consider Syncopate. He has seen that we play Syncopates, right? So I really hope he won't play it, because I'm not extremely equipped to deal with the Invoke the Spare right now. And it looks like we are holding mana on purpose, which I really hope will detriment him from playing it. Perfect. This is what we want. A lot of creatures that have 0 effect on the turn they enter the battlefield. And in the meantime, we are getting our sweet card advantage. Oh yeah. That's the card advantage. Do we go for it? I think we do. He's down to 3 cards. It will be 7 after... Okay, 6 after playing Invoke. We could take one more hit. We could take one more hit. So the highest is Invoke Despair after this. So 8 damage and 6. 14 damage. We'll be at 6, but then we can farewell and die to another Invoke. Alright, I convinced myself. It doesn't seem super hot. That doesn't seem like an absolutely great plan. Alright, we'll try to make it work. 4 cards. As long as it's not Invoke, I'm fine with it. Sure, that is a pain, of course, but we have a lot of tools to remove it. Let's draw the card. That's the first one. Memory Deluge goes around Sheoldred, so you know what? I actually do not mind it right now. I can take all of this damage, and if he wants to attack, we just Emperor, which is actually really good for us. 3 cards. I think we are starting to have a big advantage right now. Nice. Great. That's what I like. Oh yeah. The point is that we are at 20, right? He cannot just wait until this passive kills us in next 10 turns. So he needs to accelerate the damage, right? And then he loses it all. That's the idea behind this whole play. Alright, so he can remove it. Like, this suggests he might have Takenuma, because the only upside of killing your own Sheoldred is preventing 2 life gain, which is not relevant, and the exile effect. Sure, I will gladly, absolutely gladly do it, because Emperor already did her job, and the fact that we went 2 for 1 while removing the best card in the board is big deal. I think one of those cards has to be the removal then. And now we draw with the Bankbuster. And we get this... Oh, those are good cards. I like them. Me likey. I want to make sure... So he has removal. If he plays Invoke, I want to have something in response to create a token. I can miss one land drop. We have Celestus. So this is Memory Deluge, Bankbuster, Edict turn. Oh my god, he's out of this game. I think he's losing control like extremely quickly. We are going for full value. We have enough lands. Like, you know, we could use more mana, but it's not extremely needed. And now we have Syncopate, which should win this game. Alright, I think we're doing good. I'm pretty sure we are winning this game right now. Look how many cards we have, man. We also have Memory Deluge, we have Celestus, so we can cycle all of those. And now I think he considered whether he should kill the pilot, and he decided to not do it. If he goes for the Bankbuster, I'm absolutely fine with it. It's a shame Bankbuster has no counters, but we have so much value that we don't need to go for it. We also don't need to protect any of our board, because we don't care. You know, it's fine. Like, you don't counterspell this. It's absolutely not worth it. So we can Syncopate for 2, which means that he can invoke through us. So first we go Emperor, create pressure, and then we will see. Don't forget we have Memory Deluge, so he is pressured, not us. Like, he needs to do something before we milk all of this value, and he doesn't really have tools to do it. Like, man, those underdogs were his card advantage, and now he has kinda nothing. So, this will be probably one removal spell at least. And we just go from there. Also, March could kill Planeswalker, he went for the creature. Alright, let's see. Let's see what the removal is. I think they played Edict? Yep. We could counter it. But I honestly don't think we should. Like, I know it's annoying, but look at the stuff that we're having right now. So, if we go for Vraska, I want the, I want the loyalty, but he doesn't have Invoke. So it means he cannot draw both Invoke and the land. And this 1 mana is absolute game breaker, Because now we can start drawing cards every single turn. And we have enough mana to do it. Smorky smorky. Let's start the work, shall we? And now we have Mirrex activated, so now we can punish him for every turn when he doesn't draw something relevant. I don't think it's Invoke Despair, he would play it before. I think he's really starting to be out of the game fully. And here we are. Okay, I think we closed this game. So, let's go with the Banebuster. Black cannot punish it. Now we draw a card. We proliferate, so we get infinite cards basically. And as you can see, for a control player, this is where the fun starts. And on the next turn we can start attacking with the Banebuster if we care. Or we can just go for the value. We have 35 cards, so that's quite a lot. I mean, bruh. I need something way better at this stage of the game. I'm leaving this because the Trespassers are in the deck. First, Mirrex, because I actually want to kill him, alright? That's the kind of person I am. I just want to kill my opponents as soon as possible after torturing them for a bit, And I don't need more cards, so we can just start... Oh my god, we can proliferate his face. That's so funny. Oh my god, he will be dead very quickly. I could crew the Bankbuster, but I like drawing cards and making Mirrex tokens, because he cannot keep up with all the value we have. Even if he top decked every single turn for the rest of the game, that's not enough. So he can kill this. We can make new token, but he returns creatures. So actually let's do it, because we will have to counter a lot of stuff, so... Syncopate is good enough in this turn, and it creates so much more pressure. So I draw the card, I make a Mirrex token, a Might token, one could say. Is that a Rage Scoop? Because there is nothing to do here. Alright, I'm glad it's not this. Alright. Man, I love Mirrex, Celestus, and... yeah, Bankbuster's pretty cool as well, but Mirrex is just this control tool that we missed, so you can win the game without basically playing the game. Alright, let's draw the card. We don't need to do it in response, but it's basically the same thing, right? And as you can see, he actually prioritized this over damage because of the Toxic. And that's a good call. Let's draw some cards. Let's discard some cards. I mean, the Populate is definitely not going for this game anymore. We'll cycle those. We'll have some fun. I mean, Vraska is absolutely devastating at this point. She accelerates the lethal so much. And you know what, with so many cards in my hand, I don't even need... We can go for both lethals at the same time, right? Man, it's a lot. Don't forget, we could play another Vraska just for extra proliferate. I mean, I'm declining, I don't need anything better. He shouldn't really be in the game. Even Invoke Despair, which of course is the last top deck, is not good enough. Because we just sacrifice this. We don't have enchantment, but he only gets one card for this, and this was the best draw of his deck, so yep, that should be it. Like, he should really explode right now, unless he wants to give us the win. So let's just play quickly. Alright, I think he wants to give us the win. So let's play this. Let's show that we had Vraska. And now we attack him for lethal. That's some nice sportsmanship. Oh, I want to make a laugh icon. Like, I appreciate it, bro. And we won with Toxic. That's not the strategy I expected, but it's the one that worked. So that was a pretty cool game. I really enjoyed this one. Can I see the rank? And Magic is like, no, bro. Alright, sorry. Alright, our opponent goes first. We have Syncopate. Alright, we have kinda decent mana. We are overdrawing Bankbusters super heavily. Like, you need no more than one. Especially early game. But we are drawing much more. Alright, some Dimir. It could be Esper. I have to go for the Bankbuster and check him for counter spells. This might be the only upside of having two Bankbusters. Alright, let's see. This is the turn when scary things can happen. Trespasser is the worst, probably. Except Kaito. Kaito is actually the worst. But we need to make it work. We need to pay more mana than him. Chill out, Kaito. Let's play the land right now. It's absolutely scary. We need to get rid of this token as soon as possible, because the card advantage will crush us. Other blue creatures have, whenever this becomes tapped, draw a card and discard. Other artifact creatures you control get +1. And he can make all the creatures like get +1 basically. We cannot counter it. We can draw a card. We have to farewell this at some point during the game. As you can see, like, counter spells, man, in this meta are not absolutely ridiculously amazing. That's an interesting decision. But the draw card, discard a card is really good. I would expect a lot of the like discard or graveyard synergies from this deck. Maybe it's not here, but it should be. But well, there are not great ones in standard right now, so maybe there's that. As you can see, like, we still have some card advantage, but in like 2 turns it will even out, and we need to pay mana for ours. Alright, like, we have farewell, man. We absolutely have farewell. This is alright. I see some plays, guys. Not sure how good they will be, but there are some plays. Artifact, I mean whatever, and the land. This means we can march something if we want. So we can protect Teferi a bit better. Blue mana means he can have some counter spells. I'm not sure if it's a counter spell deck. They might have something like Spell Pierce. Cool. So the only point is that we need him to not counter our spell, because our next spell will be Farewell, right? Sure. Let's see the attack. Teferi might really help us. And we can tap his last mana. Oh my god, that's huge. Should I exile it before this effect took place? Absolutely. You are right. Don't write the comment. Don't write the comment. I know you won't. And I mean, it doesn't really kill anything. If we're about to farewell, we might as well get the extra card. As long as he doesn't kill Teferi, I'm fine with it. You know, now my play is justified. It was not a mistake, it was just absolutely calculated. Oh my god, so calculated. We can force him to float the mana, so this is probably the last card he draws for free. And we are still 6/6 with double Bankbuster, so we are still kind of... Oh, I hate you. I absolutely hate you. But still, it's only Spell Pierce, right? Oh, but we also need the mana. Will he float the mana, man? That's not good. I forgot about the fact that I also need the 6 mana to play Farewell. Alright, we're going for it. And I also, oh my god, and I also need to untap my own. I'm so bad at Magic, man. Truly, truly. Alright. This one land.
Don't worry.
Oh my god. Oh, worst game ever. You can tell that I'm not playing against this deck too much. It's very similar to the CGB's version, but there was no Anctus, I believe, there. But the idea is there, so I'm pretty sure they also run Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is not good for us. Let's see if they hit it, because they still need to draw it. Do we go for the Graveyards? Yep, we go. Let's see the Spell Pierce. Do you have it? Oh, just a negate, because why not? Alright, I mean, that's brutal. This spells a lot of trouble. Man, we need the populates. Yeah, this was our full game plan. It didn't work out so far. Didn't really work out. I'm a bit scared. Man, we need to actually draw some sweepers and we need to draw lands. The problem with this deck is that it doesn't really deal damage, it deals card advantage. And at some point you will get overwhelmed if you don't answer it. Let's start drawing cards. Because maybe, just maybe, we played this. And I mean, we can keep up with Kaito, we draw more cards, but this is extremely mana intensive. But if we can dig into the populate, the game is still not over. So I guess he will draw some more cards. Man, Kaito might even ultimate during this game. I want to draw the cards. Like, we need to go for the sweeper, man, at this point. The cycling is really good for him because he can curate his hand just to have as many counter spells as possible and skip all the creature removal and flute, so that's really good for him. It increases a lot chance for a counter spell after we play the populate. Especially if he draws a card every single turn on top of the usual card. So it's not looking super hot. We need to keep playing lands, we need to keep depopulating every turn, and at some point, hopefully it works. And then we reset the game a little bit. Let's go with this one, I guess. I mean, we have a lot of removal, and maybe this is the turn to go for it. Like, we can crew one of the Bangbusters. That's a good start. This forces a reaction, right? He will keep drawing cards, but what can you do? Alright. Maybe he forgets about the Bangbusters. We also have a counter spells. Like 2 counter spells, but Stroke will be extremely hard to hit anything, honestly. They didn't really show anything about 4 cost, and there is a high chance that they don't really play it. Sheoldred Edict, that's interesting. So, let's draw. It should be Mirax. Thanks Tapper. Yeah, but honestly, I should remember about it. Mirax has really high priority for a lot of stuff, and you don't really want it. This is an artifact creature. I just want to point it out. So, first, let's crew. I think he has a removal, so let's see what he does. He needs to do it now before we can declare blockers. And the spell dance. Huh. Alright. So those cannot get blocked. However, it's not an artifact creature as well. Smorky. Like, you can see that something is starting to happen. The board starts to be smaller. That's a negate. We can tap his 2 mana, but we don't have a sweeper, so we are not guaranteed to go for anything. I'm going for it. Because if he protects it, right, he wants to have 2 oil counters so he can, copy something after hitting our face. But if he counters again, Oh, this is annoying. But it doesn't protect his creature. We could crew the bang. No, no, it was tapped. Never mind. And the Spelldancer is out. So I mean, that was a big battle, but the board is clear. He cannot replay this, and he has only 2 mana. He will draw a card with Kaito, but it's only 5 cards, man. We still have like 8, 10 cards just with Bangbusters. Oh my god, that's a casual Prosperous Thief. Alright, but it's just 1 treasure token. It's not the end of the world. At this stage it's not the biggest deal, you know? It might be Spell Pierce, but he's down to 3 cards, 4 cards. And we actually are ahead just with our hand alone. Guys, are we doing it? It definitely feels like we are making a progress, even without hitting a single sweeper. I play them in this deck for a reason, but apparently we won't draw them. I mean, there was 1 farewell, but we have so much more in the deck. We drew 1/3 of it. So I could Syncopate, it's not a good choice. We want Syncopate something that matters. And, you know, he really wants to be efficient with his mana. So this is a cool situation, right? Because you tax his mana basically with the Syncopate, because he cannot really use last 3 mana that he has. But if he doesn't use it, then you are using it because you are drawing with the Bankbuster, right? Also, now he needs to start discarding, and Kaito is extremely worse when you actually have to discard stuff. Cool. And now we can start doing with Bankbusters and activate the tokens, which means that it's way harder to attack us. And this one can be blocked. Edict into oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have to say, I didn't expect Voidren to be so great here. I mean, Proliferate is okay, he doesn't really have anything to proliferate. He's just trying to find a card, and I don't think he plays a card that counters it. Alright, alright, I mean, we need as much mana as possible. So he can... Alright, other blue creatures, so he doesn't really get value from this, right? And we want to plus, because this forces attack. Then we can make a blocker, then he needs to do something. Like, bad stuff is starting to happen to him. Oh, it would be such a shame if someone played a Disdainful Stroke. Man, they changed this deck. Original didn't play Invoke Despair, they just assumed that it's such a good card, you can put it anywhere and it's good. And they might be right. Honestly, they might be right. Now he cannot really attack, down to 4 cards. Pilot, Smorky, and Vraska is pretty decent. Unfortunately, we actually have a priority to answer, so you are not defending your Unctus. And what a name. Easy, Edict, saved, card advantage, secured. I mean, the game is starting to look like we are winning it. And I honestly think we will. He has only 2 mana. Let's go for the Vraska, because we cannot get punished for it. Explosion? Alright, I mean, he's a fighter. Like, this Bankbuster draws for infinity, so we just can start drawing cards. We're at 13, they can't really do much against us. And Emperor will start get really scary. I don't play Celestus nor Bankbuster, even though with Proliferate I would get extra card. Game won't go this far, I think. As you can see, how much mana? For 5. And we can force him for 3. I mean, sure. Sure. Let's pretend I don't mind it, alright? He only gets 1 card. If he plays something, it might get countered. Or not. You might have exactly the perfect one. I mean, that's a pretty good sequence of draws, not gonna lie, but the Mirrex will get you. You will see, the Mirrex always gets them. Let's go into the end step. So he cannot use sorcery speed, like, for example, Like he had a sorcerer, right? Drowning Ichor, that's the card. And it's worked because like you sacrifice 1 mana and you get basically 3 mana value, right? A Bankbuster. No instance, you'll have to sit and let the killing commence. And soon we'll start attacking more and more and more. Told you, he had so much card advantage in this game, but we still managed to sneak. Like we have more card advantage, simple as that. And at some point, Kaito dies. Man, Voidrend absolutely is breaking the game for me today. Like every matchup, it's just so relevant. So he wants to kill this and get 2 creature cards. What there will be? Unctus, and it's only creature cards. And Mercurial Spell Deck. Oh, that's definitely not amazing. Sorry, guys. Like, I'm recording it so early in the morning. And I need to go to my job very soon. Alright. So, 5 mana, right? We can counter it and deny him a lot of value. Let's try it, you know? I like countering my opponent's stuff. And we have so much mana for a reason on this turn. That was quick. He has no instance. At least not ones that interact with anything right now. But he has something like a creature. Arcane Proxy, alright. So what is the play? He can kill a creature, maybe, like with a cut down or something. And he goes for the value. Alright. He goes for the value. Because he's super short on it. Like, we're also starting to get short on value, but we have still a lot of it. And with Bankbuster we should be absolutely fine. Especially with this draw. I should probably attack first. Unless I want to force that. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. It cannot block, so it's not like it makes a difference, right? Let's get the white mana for some reason. Toxic 2. Soon you will be corrupted, Sheoldred. Alright, and we can draw again. We can Edict if we care, or we can Mirror. So we have really good options overall. And he cannot really threaten our face, nor Teferi. I'm absolutely happy with just placing Teferi. So it's not the play that we need to react for. Or react to, should I say. 3 cards. Man, he's really drawing nice. Look at those stuff. Like, he should be out of gas by now, but he still has it. It might be another Invoke. If they play Invoke the Spurs, they probably play 4 of them. Alright. I mean, that's an interesting play. And he can go... Alright, this will be a big spell. A 4-drop. But he doesn't have good 4-drops. So I mean, 3 damage is okay. I'm fine with it. Kaito. Alright. He will get 1 card, but no more than this. No more Kaito. Planeswalker. Before you phase out, before you draw a counter spell, enjoy your card. It's a good deal for him, but I think we can beat it. Especially for a while, right? Planeswalker. Man, this guy has it all. Always. Alright. But that was the card we needed to force, basically, thanks to not reacting to Thief. So he can play the last creature, which would be the best, because we can then farewell. What is a dance step? Yeah, nothing. Alright. So we still have some cards. Alright, with this we should be fine. So we can start attacking him or try to defend. I'm going aggressive. I think we can force some cool stuff. I mean, we could also defend from the Thief. So who wins the race? I mean, so far we are, right? He has invoked Despair though. So we need to be a little bit careful. We can mitigate 2 damage with Mirex, but not more. But I hope, like, there's not much chance he top decked in it right now, right? And Proxy cannot get Invoke Despair because it doesn't have enough power. We also have open mana, he saw the counter spells, so it's not as easy play, but he's kinda desperate, so he went for it. And that's a good choice. Let's try to fish for some counter spells. We didn't get a single one, so that's not great, but what can you do? And let's see what he gets. Augury? Or Drown in Ichor? Yep, Augury, sure. He doesn't have any counters to proliferate, so it's just another card basically, right? Another top deck potential. And with the Emperor, we can raise him very well. We also have 2 extra mana, in case they actually play the Spell Pierce, but it seems they skip this part of the deck. No instants, you'll have to see it. We should be winning this very soon.
You're done.
They still have something. Alright, that's fine. As long as they don't get any proliferate value, it's not really great. And now we can go for Vraska. And with Memory Deluge, I will just go for the removal. Enjoy your treasure. Now we can go. And we need to decide, do we kill them with damage or with something else? They don't have anything with haste, so it's just Invoke Despair. So for this reason, we will go with the damage. And now we can start crewing those. And that's more damage, you know? And I enjoy my damage. Especially with Emperor, the clock is much faster than he wants it to be. And as you can see, he's starting to react, but we can crew it again on the next turn, and now we can even get better. Because first, you can go like this, then you create a counter. It should be probably on this one, that's a mistake on my part. But we can still win this, and we can proliferate, right? We proliferate poison as well. Now we can counter. If I did it like opposite, I would get more value. But we're still getting some value. And on the next turn, he's dead. In multiple ways. So now we hold up the mana, and we say, I challenge you to not die on the next turn. And even if he's really good draws, I don't think there's anything he can draw. Even Invoke Despair doesn't really do it anymore. Man, that was serious gaming for sure, but I'm glad we won this one. Alright guys, opponent goes first, that's a first bad thing. We don't really have interaction outside of Syncope. I will keep it. Reason is that we can counter Squee on turn 3. He plays 1 drop, 2 drop, and then we have 2 mana untapped. Then he plays Squee, we exile it. Oh my god! Are you still here? Alright, let's start with the only true land for the turn 1. Alright, this will be hard. Syncopate needs to do like insane heavy lifting, and hopefully we can depopulate. The interesting play you can make with Syncopate in this kind of matchup, bro, you will play Consider, I guarantee. If you have priority, there is only one card that does it. Alright, so the cool play in this kind of matchup is that you can... Yay, what a surprise, crazy, I know. You can tap out fully your opponent, even if you don't counter, like, let's say, the Jin. It's fine, it's absolutely fine. Let's go like this. Because him being tapped out is nearly the same as, you know, stuff being countered. You cannot counter, you know, all the stuff. Like, we have extremely limited counter spells, and we need to make them work. And we need to, you know, get as much time as possible. Maybe playing Raffine Tower in retrospect was a bit of a mistake, but in this matchup you actually want a lot of mana, because you need to pay all the tax-based counter spells, right? They play Make Disappear, sometimes they play Syncopates. I'm like, new version doesn't... Oh, that's a good one. So, the idea behind playing Mirex on turn 4 is always for me the same. This is a surprise. Like, this is inevitable. At some point it will overwhelm your opponent. And this is one of the plays that you can just do to force your opponent into reacting. And when he doesn't expect it before, he might play differently because he might think that he will win the long game. But in reality, he will just fall more and more behind. Fading Hope easy. Like, I think he should have Fading Hope at this point. He drew 1/4 for the deck and they play 4. So generally he should have 1 Fading Hope, so it will be a bit harder to kill him. This is exactly the card I wanted to counter, because they always play it. However, I wanted all the mana in case he will do something else. Sure? Sure. You know it will be the phase out, right? But we still need to try. Non-token. That's the one. So, mana-based counter spells gets us, but it taps 1 mana. Alright, let's hope for... Oh my god, that's a really good draw. Oh boy. That's a big draw, guys. I mean... Seems pretty... Alright. Look at this play. You will love this one. This is super smart. Alright, because he won't counter it, because why would he if he wins with the Djinn, right? And we have less mana, so there's no point in countering this. He will just counter the thing that matters. Not really. He can still protect the Djinn. I hope he has only counter spells. If he has like phase out, there's nothing we can do about it. But he had only counter spells, and the token is corrupting him. Jace, you know your future. Alright, Terror. Annoying. Stroke would be a bit better before, but we can take some damage. We can also Memory Deluge. He has cards with cost 4 or greater, we have seen them. It's Tolarian Terror and the Flow of Knowledge. What the flow is about? It's about knowledge. Let's take... Oh, he doesn't attack. That's so interesting. Memory Deluge, a casual one. It is a perfect syncopate target. Let's see if he plays it. I mean, that's a Dissipate. We could stroke this and counter it ourselves. Then it goes to the graveyard and not exiled, but it's not a good deal. It sucks, but 1 counter spell out. And if we can resolve the Farewell, the game could be much easier for us. I still want to keep the counter spell until I milk the Bankbuster fully, you know? And now we have answer for the Terror without sweeping the board. He needs to start attacking, man. I have zero idea why he didn't so far. We take the first damage. We absolutely can. Down to 4 cards. I mean, that's a Farewell, man. So we allow it. We also don't die if he counters it on the next turn. This is the first step. I want to... Like, he's down to 3 cards. If we get rid of all of them, the game is over. Perfect. Now we draw a card. I mean, that's a okay land. It's not perfect. But we played this one first because this has cycling and this is just worse Raffine Tower in this situation. We have 2 ways. Either we go depopulate, more safe. And we have mana from Make Disappear, so if he wants to counter it, he needs to lose 1 of the terrors. I mean, I will go for this version, especially that I can draw card with Bankbuster then. And we still keep up the stroke. Told you. That gives us way more time. And now we have the counter spell up for the Flow of Knowledge. I'm not sure how many they play. I think between 2 and 3 should be the optimal number. And we do not attack. Crowing, like, making Bankbuster happen. Like, this is problem of the Terror, and I know, stream of conscience. It really is. But the point is that Bankbuster is pretty scared. Like, he's at 18. Especially if we remove the Terror, suddenly he is on... he played it really well. Oh, dude, man. That was a really high quality play. I actually didn't think he will play so smart. He got me. Not gonna lie, he absolutely got me. And you know what we need to do right now? We need to farewell everything so he cannot play stuff. But we can swing. I mean, I could save the Bankbuster, but I just want to hit him in the face, alright? That's what I do. And Jace is corrupted, which makes absolutely no difference. Alright, high quality as always. And let's go for the farewell. Yeah, exiling Graveyard is kinda big deal. It defeats Jhin a little bit. It defeats the Terrors. And he only has 1 mana. I mean, he can protect it, but so far he didn't have any... Okay, never mind. Easy. I don't think we can counter it. It's converted mana cost 1, basically. And he needed to exile something. It was consider, I believe. That's not great, because we are sweeping only our part of the board. But at least the graveyard is, you know, out. Let's play the land for the turn. As you can see, mana is pretty important here in this matchup. 1 turn. Now he needs to protect the terror with all of his mana. He might go for it. So, he might want to phase it out, because we don't really have much mana. Alright. What about a single depopulate, my friend? Is it cool? Can I just a little bit depopulate stuff? Alright, I mean, it's okay. He needs to pay a lot of mana for this, and we can stroke it. I mean, Celestus normally is cool, but this will be very important turn, we don't want to whiff it. Oh boy. Sure, I love it. Man, we are playing really hard matchup. It's basically like a control deck with way more counter spells than we ever have. Alright, this is the moment. You need to play it in response, because unless Jhin is in the battlefield, they don't have enough mana to counter. I mean, we can try to make it work, right? Vraska is a card. I'm not sure if it's a good card. He has 1 counter spell, man. I can go for farewell. Yeah, I think it's farewell. Because I think we can force him into playing terror. What about protection spell? He played Fading Hope. It means he doesn't have a protection spell until he just drew it. Creatures. Graveyards, sure. It's still worth it. And we have some mana left. Any mana-based counterspell won't work. We have the Stroke Up. And the Phase Out is the only thing that punishes us. Haha, nice! And he even protected our graveyard. Let's resolve all. I actually do not mind my graveyard. Decline. Let's not be a dummy, because I think we can force him into some bad situations. What is it modified to? Oh boy. It's actually cheaper than I expected, but let's try. And if he counters it, there is chance that he cannot counter Vraska. Don't forget, we can proliferate this. Alright, that's fine. Man, last card. It's the last card in their hand. A full-blown Vraska Betrayal Sting. That's pretty epic. Oh, I want to emote this one. Bring it on. Oh, let's see the top deck. Land into, not instant. See a nerd? Guys, can you smell it? It might be the smell of victory. Enjoy your treasure. It's not an instant. Easy. We can get all the value right now, and with Bankbuster Vraska we will oh my god, he just top decked this. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. So the game goes on. And oh my god, he actually top decked the only card in the game that will get him back into this game. It's fine. I love it. Will you also get some kind of protection spell? Oh my god, he will! What a mad lad! Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Do we want to go for the Memory Deluge? Because now he cannot counter it. I mean, we need some pressure, because on the next turn we probably don't want to -2 Vraska. Oh, this will be hard. It's also our turn. But at least he doesn't have the Jin in the battlefield, right? Yeah, enjoy. Man, oh my god, this flow of knowledge. Oh, I'm so mad right now. If he didn't draw this card, the game was over. But now we are actually fighting again to get rid of all of those cards. Hopefully we can try to, you know, get some poison counters on him, and maybe, just maybe that will be enough. I probably should have drawn first, frankly. Voidrant. Nice, that's why we play it. How do we want to do it? Do we go for the aggression? Like, we can try to tax his next turn. So we play the Emperor. Oh no. So we play the Voidrant, but then he just counters it. I don't think that's a big deal. Let's see what we get. If this is a phase out, that's a big problem. Oh my god, do you need to have everything, bro? In response, we draw cards, because we are in trouble. Alright. I mean, I'm a good Magic player right now. 3 mana. 2 more. Didn't show any syncopate so far. Only make disappear. So I will go with this one. What about this? Oh no, he also has some... Oh no. And we cannot use Vraska. Oh, you're so smart. Yeah, truth to be told, he... Like, you don't need to be a... You know what? Oh my god, like, bro. Yes, it is a good game, but this is so lame. Like, man, we were doing so well. Oh my god, he's so excited. Like, dude, man, instead of going to Hall of Fame for a really well played game, because he played really well this, you will be remembered for something else. But you know what? I don't mind. Like, like, I will give him the win, because you know what? This is one of the mono blue players that actually played really well. That was really smart plays, and this is the only reason he came back into the game. This one flow of knowledge, man, absolutely got us here.
With